Hi, my name's Martin Horspool, the Robot Man, people like to call me. Yeah, I was born in 1962, so you can do the maths there, you know. And this is my super cool Honda Cub. It's 1976, and it is a 50cc officer. Yeah, and then I've hacked it and I've whacked it and I've put some things on it, and I love it. Yeah, it's been a long sort of journey of two wheels, from having push bikes and doing jumps and, you know, Evel Knievel kind of stuff. Well, not literally, but trying to. Before I had a car license, I had a motorbike license. So my first bike was a Honda 250. No, it wasn't. It was a BSA C15. It was 1963 or something like that. It was like an old slow bike, but it used to break down all the time and leak oil all over the place. I had a little Honda 125 TL trail bike, because living in Wales, you buy all the trails. And then I had like an XL 125. When I was 19, I bought this amazing and like real shock to my parents. I turned up with this Triumph chopper with the great big handlebars and the big pipes. It was like a beautiful 1963 Triumph 500 chopper. That was amazing. And of course, it used to leak oil out of every single orifice. You know, park it up and oil stain, you know, where you've been, you know, just put some fresh stuff in it and tried to fix the oil leaks. But that was like really good fun. I flogged that. And then I got my most favorite bike ever, which I wish I still was sitting on it now, was like a 1960 Norton Dominator Cafe Racer 600cc, and it had a beautiful alloy Manx tank on it, little racing seat. I used to go to the printing college, used to go through the Mersey Tunnel, and used to open it up right inside the Mersey Tunnel, and used to just go, wow, not faster, but just louder. It was amazing. Like, then there was a Kawasaki 650, which was an amazing Z650, which is like a beautiful bike. So customized that, put a belly pan on it, Japanese flag all over it, and it would have been good if I'd have had the internet, but living in a small town in Wales, you had no access to see like Japanese calligraphy, so I just made some stuff up and put it down the side on this Japanese flag. It was like such a cool. That was another one with like tinnitus. It was like, whoa! That was a super cool bike, that one. And then process of different, like Suzuki 750s that I bought from my brother. Went around Europe on that, and then a lot of little trail bikes again. And then all of a sudden, I thought, bloody hell, I really love this adrenaline, and then took up paragliding, and then I was like well into paragliding, so no motorbikes for 10 years, like full on paragliding, and just like sitting in and getting the adrenaline buzz, but like close to death. Nearly died twice, went through power lines, and nearly like, I was stupid, and I nearly died. Yeah, going through power lines, I was just a bit lazy. I was overtired. I should have gone an hour up the road because it was a northwesterly, and I was always looked up at this hill above the house. I thought I'd love to fly off that hill. Wonder why no one's ever flown off it. And it's not perfect. It's a very tricky takeoff. But if I take off and get some lift, I'll be over the trees, over the power lines, and I'll be off and away, and it'll be bloody great. So I went up there. And on my own, I was like tired, and I didn't tell anybody I was there. And I thought, oh yeah, wait for a little gust to come up, and I took it up, and then I was just heading towards these trees, and I thought, oh, this is going all right, and then the whole thing just collapsed in a swirling rotor of air, and the whole thing just went, and I dropped down vertically down, straight through these power lines, between the second and third power line. And I thought, shit, I'm gonna die. And then luckily I didn't touch them, but the canopy broke my fall, and I was just like standing on the ground, literally standing on the ground like this. But it was like so close. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. Oh, Jesus.
Did you tell people about was the parachute stuck in there?
Yeah. I had to, I undid all the carabiners, and then I thought, oh God, please come down, and then I started writing down the number of the power pole. I thought, oh God, the police are going to get involved, they're going to get in big trouble here with the authorities, like, why were you there in the first place? Oh my God, and then there was a gust of wind, and then the whole thing just came down. I put it in my bag, and I was like, jeepers, I was so lucky. God, I went to the pub that night. I said, I'm not going to tell anybody. It sort of damaged my confidence a bit, yeah, for sure. And then, I came to New Zealand at the age of 37 because I was like into sort of walking in mountains and paragliding, and I like doing quite a bit of mountain biking, you know, instead of motorbikes. I was like reading brochures about New Zealand, home of adventure sports, you know, and then coming from doing adventure sports, I end up living in a city where they don't really do adventure sports, and I've been here for like 25 years, which is like, oh well, there you go, that's where the work is. When we came to New Zealand, yeah, you need a car to get from A to B, and we were like on a budget. Yeah, I had some really quite boring cars here, but I've had some quite exciting cars in Wales. I had like a Morris Minor, and then another Morris Minor from my pains that I punished myself in 1960. That was good. Did a bit of traveling. And then a couple of VW Baja Bug, 1966 Beetle. They were good fun. Not so good in the snow. MGB GT, which is nice. That was really, really nice with the metal bumpers. And then I had a lot of like boring cars, like boring estate cars. I've got a 2-door RAV, and I can get this in the back of it. I used to be able to just like, you know, just lift it in, take the seats out, put it in, and take it away and go camping. Yeah, I think I went through a period of having no motorbikes, but you know, it's in the blood, you know. Yeah. And then I got a bit inspired when Doug opened up the Deus Ex Machina shop down in Wellesley Street, and they had the coolest cafe races there, the W650s, and they had some Triumphs and custom bikes, and I thought, my God, this is just like my old Norton. So I thought I could recreate my old Norton cafe racer, but something that doesn't drop oil all over the ground, and it starts with electric start. You know, I'm getting a bit older. Yeah, that little CG 125. I think it was, what was it, 1976. Yeah. The guy, because I bought that I bought it 8 years ago. Because I was looking for a little project because I wanted to like customize, but I wanted like a really, really small little Honda, and the 1970s Hondas are really, really beautiful. They're like the styling, the tank, everything's like really cool. Yeah. Apart from the CG 125, and I think that's a really ugly duckling because it's got horrible handlebars like that. I rode it home, and then straight away I was like, "Whoa! Take everything off it!" Wow. Yeah, I thought, God, this guy would be like crying if he saw me. I was like, "Wow!" So yeah, took the ugly bits off it, and then I bought this. I got like a header pipe off an XL 125, which sort of it comes out. And then it sort of bends down. So we got it sort of straightened out. So it was more of like a straight out. So I've got the muffler out there, which is good for burning your leg. And then I've got like a little leg shield on it, which is part of like a vegetable steaming aluminium thing. So this machine, why did I get this machine? Yeah, I'd seen, yeah, that's it. I was hanging around with a sort of moped NZ, going on sort of rides with a 125, and I thought, wow, these little Honda Cubs are so cool, because my mate used to have like a Honda 90, and we used to like hoon around on that, trying to do wheelies and scraping the pegs two up, and I thought, oh, and there's so many of them, and I thought, well, you know, I fancy having a go at like customizing one, and I was searching. It's very hard to find one on TradeMe, as you know. But this one was about just over $1,000 up in Whangarei. I said, yeah, I'll buy it. Went up there, and the guy said it was smoking a little bit, and he had a clip of it, like going round and showing a little bit smoky on YouTube. So I went up there, and he'd stripped the whole bloody engine down. He had the engine apart. I thought, and I drove for like 2 hours or whatever. I said, but there was a clip of it running. I said, I thought I'd have a look inside the engine. I thought, oh my God. Oh, so, all right, as soon as I'm here, I'll buy it. And he gave me a little discount. I took it to my friend's house, and we'd like to try to rebuild the engine in it. And then on the first spin on it, it seized up. And then I took it to somebody who knew what they were doing, and he said, there's like a 2-stroke piston in it. I said, what? You're joking? So I was like, oh my God, I think I need an alternative. So I think we managed to get it going as a 50cc for a while, because the guy rebuilt it, but it was like so super slow. I think Will, and they came down from up north. Yeah. And I was saying, how did you do wheelies on a little Honda 50? And he was doing like burnouts, like, and I said, well, what's the secret? He said, have a good look at my engine. He said, have a good look there, sunshine. I said, oh, that ain't a Honda. He said, exactly. And then I was like trying to catch up with him. Like, oh, I need to upgrade very, very quickly. So yeah, we dropped the old engine out, flogged that off, put this one in, a few sort of asking a few questions, from you and Thomas and Andrew, and yeah, slipped it in. Hallelujah.
How do you use it?
Well, you wouldn't want to go very far with that. How do I use it? I just abuse it. Bloody hell, yeah. But it's good because you, it's great. As soon as you get on it, You feel like you're sort of 16 years old again, and you know, a bit fearless. And then when you try the brakes, you think, oh, I am a little bit fearless here. Oh, but it's great. It makes you, it makes you feel alive. And especially with it being quite loud as well, it's like so nice and loud. People get out of your way. People see you coming, or hear you anyway. Yeah. And the people are thinking, what's that silly old man doing on that thing? And I've got friends who have like proper bikes. I've got a mate who's got that. Oh, why don't you get yourself a proper motorbike? What are you doing, you stupid little things? So why don't you get set up? I don't need to show off like a, you know, I don't need to show off with a great big Harley Davidson. On the other side, I've mounted a spare petrol tank. And can you believe I've run out of petrol just down the road? What a plonker. Yeah, a few things have fallen off. You know, where I've done modifications, things sort of snap off, but it's always handy to have some zip cables, you know, with you, and a few nuts and bolts. Yeah, things fall off, but with it being like a little Honda Cub, you know, like a couple of spanners and a nut and a bolt and a zip tie. That there, I think that might be the original headlamp, but I've used, that's an old aluminium saucepan, probably 1970s circa, and I got this beautiful little Honda badge, which is, I think it's off Honda Civic, probably 1970s Honda Civic. What else is there? Oh yeah, handlebars. I got really annoyed with the normal handlebars, and it was a bit of a mission, and I didn't half clout my hand. Ooh, trying to get the nut off the top of here. Yeah, handlebars are great. I love the seating position. The seats I got off a guy over, I don't know, who imports things for bobbers, and he does the springs as well. So I made this little bracket for it to just fall down onto. The muffler, we were on holiday in the UK, and I went to see a mate who was always into like motorbikes, and I caught up with him, and he's got a collection of BSA Bantams in the back of his garage in Wrexham, and he said, oh, this, and he's got this bloody amazing bobber. So he said, hey, lad, I've got a present for you. I said, shit, Oggy, I'm on holiday. You know, I don't want to be carrying around like exhaust pipes on a holiday. We're going to like Berlin next. So he's like, oh yes, all right, have an exhaust pipe, why don't you? So that was great. That was really, really nice, that. And it's such a beautiful shape. Wow. And that's a piece of, like corner parts from like shelving unit. They're sort of just chopped down. Oh yeah, I'll show you the other side. Yeah. My emergency tank. Check that out.
That's wicked.
And the best thing about it is it's like so light. Yeah, so that's the campaign tank there. Yeah, it pays if you put petrol in it. Yeah. Note to self: keep it fueled up. Yeah, funny when I bought the Lifan engine, I wasn't sure. I thought it was going to be like an automatic. I thought it was going to be like a 3-speed automatic, and then I had to think, oh, okay, I'm going to have to get like a clutch cable and gears, and quite like the old sticker bombing of it. Yeah, got some good. I know some good people in Japan, and they do some like cool sort of cub things over in Japan, Asia. Yeah, I follow quite a few sort of people on Instagram that sort of customizing cubs and all that kind of stuff over in Japan and Indonesia and all over the place. Self-publicity time, yeah. So yeah, I like I said before, people call me the Robot Man, and I make sort of my own version of Japanese robots from the 1960s. So I really enjoy like old metal and converting old metal. So I go out to markets and scrapyards, and I collect old sort of like broken 1960s appliances that I think are beautiful, and then I save them from being thrown away, and I can recycle them, I rebuild them, and I rebirth them into like a series of like robots that I sort of enjoy, sort of quirky, sort of friendly, weirdy kind of like robots, or robot dogs, or robot cats, or like wall-mounted moose head robots. The pictures are sort of from inside my head, and I've always drawn funny little cartoon, sort of half animated cartoon, quirky, sort of industrial style things. Even since I was like in school, you know, I was always like doodling, but I can recreate those drawings as real. So, and as well as that, I make little motorbikes. So I love the idea of like making like full-size cafe racer, but in a smaller version, like a beautiful, my idea of what a desert racer should look like, a little bit retro, a little bit Mad Max, and a little bit, a little bit rusty and streamlined at the same time, a little bit gnarly. Making robots is relatively simple, but making the motorbikes is a lot harder, because you've got to plan it all out. You've got to figure out, because I don't do any welding, so I make brackets, and I really enjoy making brackets. So where I've attached the exhaust pipe is an old silver fork that I've used, and I've sort of bent it, so you see it. That's an old fork. I like to use old spanners and bits of aerials, and to sort of fabricate things to hold everything together. So there's no welding, there's no glue, so it's like pop rivets and little nuts and bolts. Because I quite like working with metal, and I'd been playing in a sort of Brazilian percussion band for years, about 13 years. Got a friend who's into making things with wood. So my mate Andy, he makes his own guitars, and he was singing, and he was playing a few times on his own solos. So he's got this stomp box, and it's dirty old blues, slide blues, and he called himself Dirty Murder. Blatant plug, obviously. And he said, do you want to come and sort of play along with me and maybe join my one-piece band and make it into a two-piece band, because three's always a crowd. I said, you know what, I'm already in another band and I'm quite a busy man, but I'll come down for a laugh and have a bit of a jam with you. And then we've been practicing every week for the last sort of 5 years. It's got to sound really bad for us to be happy, You've got to crank it up until it's screaming. I do a bit of music, do a bit of art, occupy my time, but I do have a real job as well. And people say, you really do all this? Yeah, I do. I'm a printer, and I've been printing since way too long, 42 years, I think I started my apprenticeship. And then it was like a tradesman's job. You were sewing things and dabbing ink on and squirting water and pulling handles and fixing things and putting things on plates and the tradesman's job, 4 years apprenticeship. Now you could probably learn to be a printer in a year, and it's just beep, press the buttons and as long as but you got to know the basics. So I'm maybe, what would it be? Over it? I don't know. So it's a little bit tiring for an old man like me. So we've hatched a master plan. We're going to get on this bike and head south with everything attached to it, with a great big bloody trailer. Yeah, we decided we're going to leave Auckland and all its traffic cones and police helicopters and its congestion, and it's like an endless row of traffic lights. And we're going to head to where you can smell the sea air, where the sky is blue and cold. So we're going off to Oamaru. So yeah, we're going to have a go at being a full-time artist down in Oamaru. And we fancy probably going back to the roots of where we came from, back to small town Wales. That's where I'm from. And when we came to New Zealand, I don't think I really signed up to be in a big city that's full of congestion and road cones and stop signs all over the time. I work with a lot of printers, and most people are relatively normal. They play golf on the days off, and they do whatever. But I think I'm quite unusual. And people think, oh, Murray's a bit weird, isn't he? Yeah. Well, of course I am, because I just can't help being creative. This is what I do. People are quite happy to stand and watch their children play football in the rain, and I'd rather be hammering on my little anvil, making stuff, or doing paintings, or doing drawings, or making music, or making a racket, or printing is like a means to an end, really. They go in there and do your job, and you get paid for it, but and you're only here for one go at your life. So I think you gotta, follow your destiny of what you should be doing, instead of me standing by a machine that goes pulling things. I'd rather be tapping away and doing paintings. And try and make a living out of it. Might be the worst decision ever, but I think it's going to be the best thing ever. Just escape, come to New Zealand, see what I saw in the brochure 25 years ago. It's oh yeah, the promised land. Put another log on the fire. So my robots and my motorbikes and all that kind of, on my art side, you will find it all at buggyrobot.com. And that's my website. You'll find Buggy Robot on Facebook. You'll find Buggy Robot on Instagram. There's a lot of there's probably more content on Instagram. But if you want to buy things and see what I actually do make properly, yeah, more on my website. And then for Dirty Murder, plug the badge. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, come way closer. Yep, closer, a little bit down. Yeah, that's perfect.
There. We're kind of like, it's great t-shirts, and great racket. Yeah, you'll find us on Instagram, Facebook. There's some. Be careful with the spelling if you look us up on YouTube, because we've got a few clips on YouTube, some of our videos and stuff. Yes. I've checked health and safety boffins. Yeah, I like to run a flat front tire. That's my trick. Yeah. So yeah. I'm Martin, and this is my Honda Cub. And thanks, Callum. It's been good.